Welcome to the weekly review number 19. Allergies are one of those things that I don't see why were they created, and I only feel hatred towards it. But before I examine how my week went, why was I sick? What is all of this about allergies? I want to mention that there will be again a structure change in my weekly reviews. After reflections with my team, with my friends, I came to the conclusion that it is better to split the weekly review into two parts. The first one being on Sundays, where I simply discuss my entire week. And the second part, which I will be releasing on Mondays, will be about some podcast analysis where I'll collect clips from all of the podcasts that I listened to, not just one, which I like the most, like I did previously, because I do believe that having a variety of different opinions will be more positive to you, and maybe a message that just seems good enough for me will be something revolutionizing for you. So that will be all about the informational part, and now let's move on how my week went. Well, from the intro, from the thumbnail, you may have already noticed that it didn't go that well. I fell sick. My sickness began on Tuesday of this week. And to be honest, even on Monday, I already felt something. And I believe that I caught a cold, which basically then created a situation which I don't like, but a very similar situation to where I was previously. When I was sick, I didn't want to do anything hard. I wanted to run from discomfort. Usually, I just don't want to go into discomfort, into the hard work. I choose media or games or something else just to not to do that hard task that I must do. And that task that must be done, but I don't want to indulge into it at all. But when I was sick here, it's different. And I remember that before I preached that you should always be hard on yourself, live in discomfort, and do the hard work, even if you are basically dead, even if you are very sick, you feel terrible. I thought that you should just push through it. But now I got some empathy towards the people that are very sick. It is way harder than I thought it is to combat sickness and put it next to your usual daily life. And the tasks that usually don't seem that hard are now tasks when you are sick, tasks that you want to run from. And last Sunday, I told you all that I will be creating and reviewing that change protocol. I don't remember how I called it, but that's what I said to all of you. And the fact that I fell sick, and from that point, I just couldn't climb up. I couldn't push myself as hard. I wasn't able to go for that protocol. All I could was basically doing the bare minimum for my university, just some cleaning at this flat, a little bit of training. I wasn't even able to train that much because going outside wasn't a possibility anymore. I couldn't run. And inside, because of the runny nose, because of the heavy head, because of the eyes that want to close, because of the sleepiness, of the drowsiness, I wasn't able to train almost at all, even though I wanted to. And I also, in fact, was weaker towards the diet side. I wasn't able to be that healthy. I caught myself acting on my impulses at a supermarket at the grocery store and just buying whatever I see and whatever I just say in my head I want it without even thinking the consequences of consuming that food. And towards the end of this week, on Friday, in fact, I noticed that this wasn't just my sickness. It wasn't just the cold that I caught. And it's the hay fever that I have. From my early childhood, I gained this allergy that shows itself in spring, sometimes goes through some summer as well. These 2 months are beautiful. I love being outside, but when you have this allergies to pollen, you just can't go outside. And when a little bit more of those particles from all of those flowers, trees, all of that comes near you, when some wind brings more of these, well, then it's hell to live. Then you just, all of your face, all of your head is disabled, basically. All you feel here is discomfort. And since your head is the control center of your body, well, then that blocks your work. That basically doesn't let you work as hard anymore. That doesn't let you push. That forces you to take another path. That forces you to take a stop on your journey that you want to go. And I don't understand why those allergies exist. I don't remember scientifically how all of this is called, so I'll just pop up an explanation here. But all of this is caused because our body just attacks these outside organisms that are entering into us and believes that they are negative to us. And that's why it fights towards it. It tries to expose them. There is an inflammation that is just going on and not stopping till these organisms are exposed. And this is hard to grasp. Why would our body create defense mechanisms and make us suffer for things that actually are not negative to us? This is how life is, and I feel deep empathy towards all of you guys that also have a hay fever in spring and summer. This is a terrible thing. And this allergy of mine was combined with the cold, and that's why I was feeling rather terrible. And now that the cold is almost gone, now I only feel the effects of that allergy, and I must say it's not comfortable at all. And I'm not sure for how strong or for how long I will have this one. I'm also taking some medication now, just to try to mitigate the effects of this allergy. I'm taking Claritin and other homeopathic medicaments that are similar to that one, if you're interested in that. And one more thing about allergies is that before I tried some exposure therapy, which costs a lot, and basically before you go, you make a study about how your body reacts to certain particles. They basically just put some droplets on your forearm and then look which parts of your skin gain in color or just have some reaction that shouldn't be appearing. and then they just prescribe you some bottles, a little bottles, and you just have to consume a few drops every single day, basically, and more in the morning, in the evening, and maybe lunch, I believe. And you just do this exposure thing for a long time. I did it for almost 2 years. I should have done it even for longer, but I stopped because I hated the taste of those medicaments. They were too sugary and also had an aftertaste that I didn't like. And just, it was enough of those for me. And also I didn't feel strong allergies, and even if I did consume these, I still had the hay fever in spring and summer. So it seems to me that there is no definite treatment to allergies, and the best thing that you can do, well, it's to try to live healthy. I believe that a healthy diet with a good training next to it can mitigate the effects of allergy that will go on to you. Maybe do some other things. Just try to keep your mind off of these things. Just accept that this is the way it is and try to live your life with this. There's not much that we can do here, and in my personal case, I'm already ready for the extra discomfort that I'll have to go through these upcoming months, and I'll try to adjust myself to this and just try to come back to the path that I was on before. Try for the next week, if possible. If these allergies won't attack me too strong, I'll still try to finish synthesizing that protocol, finish trying to make it happen, apply it in my own life, see if it works, see if there's anything that I may modify in it, and then of course share it all. This is about it for this weekly review. We'll see you tomorrow with the podcast analysis, and then with the next weekly review, where let's hope that I will have enough strength to have made some progress on this protocol elaboration journey. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment on this video. That all of that does really mean a lot to me. I am very excited, and I'm waiting patiently till my videos will get more comments, or we'll be able to communicate more with all of you guys, answering questions. And the fact that you would subscribe and like this video, it would push it to other people. There will be a higher amount of views, higher amount of exposure to my videos, which then later on will give me the possibility of upgrading my gear, of upgrading my environment, and go even deeper in all of my reflections, analysis, findings, and share it all with you free on YouTube. And if you are still wondering and not understanding about which protocol was I talking, feel free to click on this video on the last weekly review and watch what is it all about.